Hi guys, this is Caroline Peregrino, psychiatric nurse practitioner out of California. This is my 12th video, I think it is. And what I want to talk about is also another question that I see a lot on a lot of posts on Facebook is, what are the interviewing tips for new grads? And I think this tips is not just for new grad psychiatric nurse practitioner. It could be just for any NPs, could be for any healthcare workers. I actually give this interviewing tips to my husband when he interviews for his work too. So he's also a healthcare worker, not a nurse though, but I think it is applicable to most healthcare workers. And let's go right in. So number one, you want to make sure that you know what you're applying for, right? What is the role of this what is the job? What is the role that you're going to be partaking in? Are you going to be seeing patients, psychiatric patients? Or are you going to be seeing, and so you want to, brush up on your skills and get some information on medication, pharmacology, interviewing skills, and, all of that. So that's really number one. Although in most of my interviews, I've only been asked about medications once. I was asked about lithium and when do I prescribe it, what underlying condition I need to look into before prescribing lithium, medication interaction, all of that, but that was it. But everything else, I don't remember being asked, like, okay, if this is a patient situation, what medication you're going to be prescribing. Never, at least that's my experience. So, but you still need to be prepared and do your homework. Number two, if it's a new grad position and they are accepting new grads, so this interviewer, this company already knew that you do not have the experience, right? As a psychiatric nurse practitioner or as an RN, you do not have that experience yet. You have your clinicals, you've done your education, but you do not have an experience in that role. So they already know. So don't pretend that you know everything, because they already know what they're getting, right? That's why they're open to new grad. That means they're open to teaching you. That means they're open to training you. And so what they're looking for is someone who is open to that, not someone who would come in and feel and show them that I know it all, and therefore, I'm not really trainable or teachable. So that's not something that you would want to present to the interviewer. So also, because new grad, the expectation may be, a little kind of not, low compared to someone who's had like 5 years experience as a psych NP. And it's completely, and I always say this, it's completely okay to admit that you do not know everything, because that tells them that you are, again, not a know-it-all, and you're teachable and you're trainable and you are willing to learn. And it sounds like you want to do the best based on, either their culture or how things are working in their facility. So you need to let them know that I know, and kind of like address the elephant in the room and say, I know that I'm a new graduate. I may not have the same experience as a nurse practitioner who's been there 5 years, but I know that I am teachable, that I know that I'm going to ask questions, and I would really like to learn more from experts. And I think that statement would be very helpful for you. Number three, highlight your patient care accomplishment. When they ask about, can you tell us a little bit about your accomplishment, patient care, they're not really, at least to me, they're not asking about the awards that you got. They're not asking about the research. I would focus on patient care. And it just tells them that that's your priority. It's not your awards. It's not, big things that you've done, but, like to that bedside level almost, where direct patient care level, like what is that accomplishment that you have achieved on a patient? What difference you have made? And a lot of interviews I've been asked that, and I always go back to the things, for example, that I have done for patients that I felt I made a difference in that patient's life. And I think that's something that you have to have that experience, and you have to have that story, right? And that's something that I think you should have with you when you're asked. Also, interviewers want to know if you are personable, remember, they're going to be working with you. And so they want to know if they'd want to work with you, not just for, you know, a few months, but for a long time, right? So they're looking at that, you know, your personality, who you are as a person. Are you stiff? Are you stuck up? Are you, again, know-it-all? I mean, are you easygoing? And if that's what they're sensing, then that's a point deducted from whether they want to work with you. So you want to make sure that you show them your personality and how you're easy to adjust to things, and how to ask questions. You're easygoing, and you're a team player. So that's really important to kind of show. At the end, though, sometimes I would say, is there anything else you want to let us know? And I think that's when you can actually highlight your accomplishment. And I've done that too, where at the end, because I don't just disclose it, just because they would usually ask, is there anything else you want us to know? And then you would highlight your other accomplishments, like your awards, your research that you made, things that your boss probably said about you, or coworkers have said about you, or other, things like that. So that's when you want to kind of build yourself up at the end for them to remember that this is what I have done. Aside from being a good patient care, a nurse or nurse practitioner, there are other things that I've done. It could be teaching, because I mean, if you have taught students, if you precepted, then that says that you're an expert in the topic, right? Or an expert in a certain course or class. So like, I have taught at San Jose State University and other colleges in the area, and I usually tell them that, and it's in my resume. But those are the things that they probably would like to know, that you are, that you love to teach, and that you're an expert in an area. I also talk to them about things that I have done in terms of teaching other nurses. I've thought, suicide assessment, and things like that. And so something that you want to add to, kind of like a little thing to remember them, to remember you, that okay, she's good with patient care, she has good personality, she's easy to talk to, easy to learn, willing to be trained, and then she also has this other accomplishment that she's done. So if you look at it in that perspective, I think you will do great in your interviewing. And these are all the strategies that I have done on my own, that I've told my husband, and I think it has worked for both of us. So hopefully it works for you guys. So if you guys have any other tips that you want to add and have other people kind of learn from, please comment. Also, if you like these videos, please subscribe and hit the bell button so you get information as to when I'm gonna add videos, and you can see it right away. Okay, hopefully you guys are keeping yourself safe. Stay in place, shelter in place. Wash your hands, try not to put your hands in your face. You already know this, but please be safe, and take care. Okay, bye.